the public hearing related to the North Campus projects, a resolution authorizing the projects for the North Campus projects after the public hearing. There'll be a main traffic way ordinance adopted by the council that evening, and there'll be a resolution then authorizing the Main Street improvements, authorizing the project costs that's firmed up. And then lastly, there'll be what's called an authorizing sale resolution, which is a sale resolution authorizing to move forward with the sale of temporary notes to fund the construction of these projects. Once that all happens, you can see we kind of go through a financing process. And really the next council action item related to this particular project will be when we're scheduled to sell a temp note issue. So we'll go through a temp note sale process, which is scheduled for March 3rd of next year. We'll accept bids on the temporary notes, and then we'll close on the temporary issue 2 or 3 weeks later, which is scheduled for March 19th. At that point in time, you'll have funding for your construction projects. Once construction is complete, we'll have a statement of final cost that's created by the engineers. And at that point in time, if you're under budget, the money that's not spent will be used to then lower the actual amount of the bond issue. So you'll issue less bonds if the construction is under budget.
Basically, the first year is gonna be a temporary, and then we kind of find out where we're at.
Yeah. You know, one of the challenges is you think, well, should we, we talk about just going to bonds right away. Well, the challenge becomes well, what happens if we're over budget, right? Something happens where something unexpected happens, we're over budget. Now we have a shortfall, we don't know how to finance it. We got to do a small bond issue or use cash for it. Or vice versa, if we're under budget, now we've bonded too much over a 20-year period. And so we're trying to get to the point where we're just bonding for exactly what we need to pay for the project costs. And then the second reason is that for special assessments, once you bond for special assessments, you have to go through a process it's called special assessment proceedings. Well, if it's difficult to do special assessment proceedings based upon preliminary cost estimates, and then go back after the fact and revise those assessments once the project's finalized. So this becomes more of a fluid way to get to where the city needs to be.
Well, with these figures here, are we anyway at the mercy of interest rates or anything over that period of time, or that could affect the?
It would. I mean, I think that's one of the challenges is that,
Things we just don't know.
you just don't know. I mean, yeah, there's certainly some interest rate risk related to not doing a bond issue until 2016. Unfortunately, I wish my crystal ball was still working.
You didn't bring that?
I did, and it's in timeout. It's not working right now. But yeah, that would be certainly an issue. But I think the overall concern of bonding too much or not enough up front, and then the special assessments probably creates more problems than that aspect of things.
Well, I just like it. We'll get some things done that we've been kicking around forever. Just get it done. Proceed on.
Yeah.
So the fees are this plus this plus this.
Yeah, so the fees, so for temporary note issues, it's one fee, and then for the bond issue, it's another fee. That's correct.
But it will be through this project, all 3 of these plus,
Yes,
these 2
that's
plus
correct.
this.
Yes, and those are all included in the numbers. There's no cost incurred out of the city operating funds. It's all included in the issuance of the temporary notes and bond issues, sir.
Money is available in March of 2015.
Correct.
Possible that construction won't be completed by March of 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Then
Term.
what do we do here?
Great question. So what we've done is we've actually made this temp note mature on 9/1 of 2016. So
Give them another 6 months.
Give you some time, yeah. So we give you some time to make sure that ideally, if things are done around March and April 2016, you have final costs at that point in time. We move forward with the bond issue. We have bonds sold by the summer of 16. We have the temp notes paid off at that particular time, and we certify special assessments to the county clerk by August 25th of 2016. So we've given you some leeway, not knowing exactly the timing of construction and when that may happen. But, I mean, then again, if something were to happen where this project is done by January of 16 and you're completely done and there's no need to take any more interest rate risk, at that point in time, you can proceed with the bond issue at that time as well.
If we would have, let's say we sold 5 or 10 lots up there, and we got the money on the tax rolls. Now, we don't get that money right up front, we get,
You mean the assessment?
yeah.
No.
Right, they have the option, they can pay it up front, but they have the option of paying it over
That's
10
not
years.
gonna affect our payback or anything on this.
Yeah, I mean, through your special assessment proceedings, you're gonna give those property owners an opportunity to either pay the assessments over, I think, a 20-year period, right, or prepay their special assessments. If they elect to prepay them, we'll take that prepayment and we'll reduce the amount of the bond issue. And then obviously, they're not gonna be a special assess for their improvements over 20 years. So they would have that option prior to going to the bond issue.
So on a special assessment, the county gives us money as these people pay their taxes, or how's that work?
Right, every year, I have, my office keeps track of all our special assessments, and I
So that
certify that to the
any
county.
money also that they paid towards their special assessment would go back towards this bond, or is that incorrect?
Well, I guess Glenn can tell you where exactly that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that's
correct.
the intention,
That's
yeah.
that's what would happen. Even the sale of the lots would actually,
Oh, okay.
I mean, so you're making it that way too, so.
But
So
yeah,
we could
when they,
potentially be ahead of the game at some point.
You could, depending on how quickly you sold the lots and
Yeah.
how many people want these special assessments versus, then there are some people who will pay it up front, but that's
Yeah,
kind of rare these
really,
days to
yeah.
see that. They could.
Okay.
And I think, I mean, is the March timeline still okay from a construction? I mean, that's,
Yeah.
from funding, I think that's what we did talk about before, so. If that changes, we can obviously adjust it as well.
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate you coming.
Yeah, glad to.
Any other questions or comments?
You can't make a motion, can you?
you need a,
You need a motion for the agreement.
I just asked.
Okay, all right.
Says, any other questions or comments? One. Where, do you know where this puts us on our total indebtedness then?
Total, I think we're about, this adds another 3 million, so we'd be around 13. So I think their total is about 10 right now.
And that's all debt, right? I mean,
Yeah,
that's utility debt, that's
utility
everything,
debt,
yes.
yeah,
yes.
total debt.
Where is the limit to what the state says the city can borrow? What-
It's 30% of your assessed valuation is your debt limit for general obligation debt. Does not include utility types of transactions or public building commission revenue bonds. And so your pool, your utility bond transactions are exempt from that 30% limitation.
Right, so the only one we would have would be this, that would count against that debt limit. But everything else is either utility revenue bond or public building commission revenue bonds.
So where are we in relation to that 30%?
Well,
If you took the whole number,
Yeah.
where are we in relation to that 30%?
I mean, it'd be 3 million and you're 30%, you know, of your overall assessed valuation, so we wouldn't be close to.
So I guess, what's the assessed valuation? What would the 30% mark be in a?
I'm trying to remember what our total assessed valuation is, but it's 25 million or 23.5 million, so we were 30% of that would be. Top of my head.
7.5 million.
Calculator.
30%'s 12.5.
Yeah.
We're above that,
Yeah.
if you have counted all the notes.
Yeah.
So 7.5 million.
7
approximately.
million, yeah, so we're less than halfway there.
We don't have any bonds up.
Nothing that would count against the debt, because it wouldn't be general obligation, it wouldn't be coming out of your property tax, basically. The rest of them are all revenue or public building commission, with the pool is public building commission. So none of those would actually count against your overall.
I wish I could do that.
Yeah, that's,
You can.
it's a way to, you know, so you're not, yeah, you're about, not even halfway to your debt limit. And of course, that increases every year as that, hopefully our assessed valuation grows every year.
2013 was 23 million.
It's 23, yeah, and it's gone up a little for the next year.
Well, then I would make the motion to approve.
Second.
The service agreement.
The financial service agreement, Matt Allen is, the first deal, and then Bob Richards does the second, that we accept the financial agreement from,
Piper Joe.
Piper Jaffray and Company. Randy, would you offer a roll call vote, please?
Latrell,
Yeah.
Richard,
Yes.
Gingler,
Yes.
Audie,
Yes.
Brown,
Yep.
Miller.
Yes. Brings us to no closed sessions. Make a motion.
You can't move.
I will. Second. Motion adjourned and made by. There you go.
Turn your
Tony
sound.
Meadward. Seconded by Kent
I
Miller.
didn't
We
look that
adjourn.
far.
All those in favor?
Yeah,
You want a roll call?
Hey,
great job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate you coming in. We're kind of pushing our city engineer.
Call this meeting to order. Hey! We're not done yet, guys.
We're not done.
Are we done?
Oh,
I don't
we
have
are.
anything.
I don't have anything. No, I thought we adjourned.
Not done with adjourn.
Nothing on the work session, so we're good.